Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DNN show, where I am DNAG, and to my right is...
Mr. Natsu.
And today we're
Why do
talking
I?
about many topics. We are talking about the playoffs, with the Packers selling their game against the 49ers, Dallas, the Lions, and what our records are for the playoffs so far, along with where is Derrick Henry going, and more. Tune in after this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DNN show.
Yes, sir.
To
Episode 3.
episode 3. And today, to begin today, we're talking about the playoffs and what has gone on, transpired so far. So far we have the Eagles kind of floundered in their wild card matchup against the Buccaneers. Looked pretty bad. I mean, especially after coming off a Super Bowl matchup, to flounder in the wild card is kind of tough. I mean, yeah, they didn't have their starting wide receiver, but even after that, yeah, Jalen Hurts was playing with a injured finger, but they kind of floundered in their last 2 months of the football season and got their ass bounced first round. Dallas also got bounced first round. I figured that their choke game would have happened in the divisional round, but I guess not, because the Packers came to play in Dallas. And mind, this game was in Dallas.
Hey, remember that video I sent you? The whole how the hell does this team have more wins in your stadium than you do?
Yeah, currently in the playoffs, Green Bay, isn't it? Green Bay has more playoff wins than
So when
Dallas,
it comes down to
or
it,
what was it?
when it comes down to it, so when it comes to Dallas and the Packers in the playoffs, um, what was I gonna say? The Packers have more wins at AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys, than the Cowboys do.
Oh yeah, because Dak Prescott is 2-5,
Yep.
2-5 in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. But then the Packers went on to face the 49ers and sold the game. Jordan Love.
And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was watching I think this a little bit of the second half of the game. I think it was on like fourth quarter. I started watching it because I saw that it was getting good, so I had to find something to watch it on. So I did, and I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like I said, I don't know why he chose to throw that ball. He could have tossed it. He could have just
So
done something.
my thing is,
But
he had his running back, his check down open, but
yeah,
when you have 40 seconds left, 40 seconds on the clock. Now, if you don't have any timeouts, I can see him trying to push the ball, but you have
yeah,
2 timeouts, and you are scrambling out of the pocket. Throw the ball away. Because Lamar Jackson did it earlier in that game. He scrambled out of the pocket and he threw it to the line of scrimmage, which if you get it to the line of scrimmage, it's not intentional grounding. So throw it away.
exactly.
You don't, when the game's on the line, you don't throw it into triple coverage. His receiver wasn't even open.
No.
The defender was directly in front of him. And I think I saw this screenshot, and I'll put it up here in the video. But as soon as the ball got thrown, Chase Young already started celebrating because he knew the interception was coming.
Yeah.
He was seen already going like this as soon as the ball went past him because he knew the interception was coming because it was in triple fucking coverage. Now,
Like I said,
and the running back before the drive before that forgot that they were supposed to sell the game because he was running out of his mind. And I mean, yeah, I can see he sold the game, but it's also the kicker's fault too. He completely whiffed the kick. I mean, he didn't completely whiff. He missed to the left, but
yeah.
But you're in. I think that game wasn't indoors. That game wasn't indoors. But still, I mean, for them, the Packers to have been picking up so much momentum, picking up a little bit more momentum through that, through that whole thing, to start that. Then you get the ball back with a minute left, 3 timeouts. You had all 3 timeouts with a minute left. Any QB in the NFL, that's your situation. Like a minute left with no timeouts, that's a little different because then you're in a 2-minute hurry. But a minute left, 3 timeouts. That's still a 2-minute playbook. So you keep no huddle. But don't throw the ball like that into triple coverage. And he threw it across his body. He was running out to his right and threw cross body to his left.
Yeah.
You're asking to get that ball picked. Asking for it. And I mean, the way that they were playing through the game, they almost had the 49ers defense dead to rights if they would have done it right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
that's why I was sitting there going, wait a minute, because I saw that Green Bay was starting to come back a little bit. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because they had the lead before that.
Oh, yeah. And then I saw that play, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to lie. My mom's a Packers fan, but I'm not. But I started honestly rooting for the Packers.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, let's play some fucking ball.
Because then
then I saw that.
If they would have won, that would have means that the conspiracy theory was wrong.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the conspiracy theory lives on today.
Because let's see, I think that was the game that put me at 6-1.
Yeah.
Because I know I had the Ravens beating the Texans, which I believe put me up to 5-1 for the playoff record, and then I had 49ers winning. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't update that. Oops.
Oh no, you're fine.
Good thing. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome. But I'm sitting here going,
we both had the 49ers winning that game.
Yeah.
So we both had the Ravens. Basically, I'll let you know before we officially go through the picks. We basically have a unanimous decision this week.
Yeah.
Every matchup. Because we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I can feel it in my leg. I am now 5-3, and you are now 7-1. Fuck you.
Ooh, yeah, 7-1, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. So yeah, that's if you didn't know, that's the records that we have since we basically already just said it. So far in the playoffs, we started 0-0. After the divisional round, or after the wild card round, I went 3-3, and he went 5-1. The only game Mr. Natsu here did not get right was the Steelers game because he trusted the team that should have won.
Yeah. What the hell?
if that bullshit governor had pushed the game back, because they used to never do that. There's been games before that were played in blizzards like that. Like, all right, we playing some football. There's about quite a few inches of snow on the field. People are trudging through the snow. They got their whole face masks covered in snow, can't see nothing, and they still played.
Yep.
They said, play it as it lies, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, they pushed the game back. Bills Mafia was throwing snowballs at Steelers players that were trying to catch the pass in the end zone.
Wow.
Yeah. George Pickens was trying to catch a touchdown pass in the end zone, and a Bills fan threw the snowball at his leg to try and get him to disrupt the pass. No, I'm sorry, but that has to be some sort of penalty.
Yeah.
Because that's bullshit. Now, there's been times before. There's been times before where games have had to been called off and delayed because of fans throwing beer bottles and shit all over the field, which I get it.
Right.
But doing something like that in a playoff game, in a regular season game, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, okay, whatever. But in the playoffs, I mean, they had the Steelers had ended up getting that score down to 7 after getting punched in the mouth at the beginning of the game, going out to a 21-0 deficit.
Yeah.
But throwing snowballs in the playoff game? That's stupid. And this is where I think every East Coast team should have an indoor retractable roof.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Especially around this time of year when they all get snow.
Mm-hmm.
Indoor retractable roof for the East Coast is what I think would be beneficial because game's coming up, a snowstorm's coming up. All right, well, we're just going to put the roof up. We're playing some football.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me. I think it was stupid. And I think for that sake, and I mean, it was cool to see every time the Bills scored a touchdown, all the Bills fans were throwing snow up into the air, white clouds. That was cool. Cool to see. But when you start throwing snowballs at players on the field just to try to get them to not catch the pass, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Because if it was the other way around and it was a Bills player getting snowballs thrown at him, then it'd be a big
deal. Yeah. The Bills fans would have been pissed.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the home team fans decided to throw the snow. And if it had hit him right in the face and completely disrupted the pass, I would have 100% been pissed. Like if you managed to throw a snowball like that and hit him right in the face and prevent him from catching the ball, that definitely should be a penalty. That should be basically like a pass interference, I feel like. If it like disrupts him that bad that he got hit in the face when he was trying to catch the ball, that's a defensive pass. Not a defensive pass interference, but that's a pass interference on the defense team.
Yeah.
Now, does that hinder it because the Bills players didn't have any control over what happened? Yes. But at least maybe a replay of down. Maybe not a pass interference, which is a spot of the foul, which was in the end zone, so it'd be at the 1 yard line. Maybe redo of down.
Right.
Because that's like, okay, that's clearly out of our control. Replay the down. And if it happens again, kick the guy out.
Right.
But that's just me. But anyway, yeah. So our record so far, is 7-1. Yours is 7-1 and mine's 5-3, and has typical. We were talking about this the other day too. It's basically like how our two favorite teams are going. So your team, the Chiefs, clearly in the playoffs lately, every year.
Yeah.
Good record, solid record, very very few losses sometimes. You're 7-1. Me, 17 seasons of over 500 and not a damn playoff game to show for it in the last 7 years. We've won 4 playoff games in the last 7 years, and yet 17 seasons of over 500. And I'm 5-3. So we're basically our teams right now. I'm riding the line at possible 500, possibly not 500, and you're sitting here like,
I don't know nothing, and here I am.
I could pick the underdogs every week, and I'd still beat you.
Just like, I'm gonna go for a made up team that I just made up in my head, and I'm still gonna win.
Yeah.
If there was a team of kindergartners, I'd pick them and still win.
That's how it's going. And that's it, because it's literally our NFL teams right now. Like, you're the Chiefs in the playoffs right now, clearly winning, and me, I'm riding 500. I'm 2 games over 500, and that's it.
It's okay, but it's okay. There's always next season.
Fuck you. Okay. Let's see
okay. who I'll be saying that here in a couple games. It's okay.
And the sad part is that the teams that we pick in the next couple of weeks, in the championship round and then the Super Bowl, we're basically going to be the same because we know who's going to win.
Yeah.
So I have no chance. I have no chance of. Obviously, I can't control your picks, but I have no chance of making a dent into this deficit that I am in, facing you, asshole.
Like, it don't matter if I lose any picks at this point.
Well, because mathematically, okay. So I want to look at this. So right now, we have 2 more games. Granted, we have the same picks, so it doesn't matter anyway.
I was about to say, who did we even pick? I know I picked the Chiefs against
Bills versus the Chiefs. So Texans versus Ravens, we both had the Ravens. Packers versus the 49ers, we both had the 49ers because we both know who's going to the Super Bowl. Bills and Chiefs, we both had the Chiefs. Buccaneers and Lions, we both have the Lions.
Yeah.
So we have no varying picks. So even if these next two games end in a loss by us, and like the Bills and the Buccaneers win, you'd go to 7-3 3, I'd go to 5-5.
Yeah.
Now the next round, championship round, 2 games. Say I win them and you don't.
Right.
7-3 or 7-5, you lose. And that's just barring that we don't pick the same teams.
Right.
Even if you lose those, we'd have the same record.
Yeah.
So we'd both be at 7-5 going down to the Super Bowl.
And I mean, in the conference championships, are we really gonna be choosing different teams?
No, because
I mean, come on.
I
was about to say we know how this is going.
We know how this is going to go.
It's literally going to come down to Ravens versus Chiefs, Lions versus 49ers. 49ers are going to beat Lions. Ravens are going to beat my team. And then it's going to come down to the Ravens versus 49ers. And 49ers are going to beat the Ravens. Not badly, but they're going to beat the Ravens.
Yeah.
And trust me, I would rather see a Baltimore win in the Super Bowl than the 49ers.
Yeah.
But with our conspiracy theory, and I mean, plenty of you out there are probably sitting there going, guys, your conspiracy isn't true and da-da-da. But if you look at the facts that we pointed out last video, like he just said, the last 2 years, color coordination.
And they tried to throw us off, too. They tried to throw us off, I guess. I did see this, that they released an alternate Super Bowl logo, which was supposed to be Dallas and Chiefs, which was blue and red. Because it was like a dark blue and then a red. So it's like, oh.
I was about to say, don't fucking tell me that Dallas had the less color in it, because I swear to God, if Dallas
had the more color, because all it was
good.
the only red in it was the bottom bar of the logo.
Good. I was about to say, because I swear, if Dallas were to ever beat my team in the Super Bowl.
Okay, the only thing I can see, if that were still true, is Chiefs and Lions. But it would have had to have been a brighter blue, because it was dark. Like a dark blue. Yeah. So they tried to throw us off, but we both know that was not going to happen, because I think they released that in the during the playoffs. But
that, and it's like,
so it's still the same logo.
Packers, it was like last night when the Packers faced the 49ers. For a split second, I had a glimmer of hope that I would not see San Fran in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we were because I was doing the same thing. I was like, come on, Green Bay, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that the conspiracy doesn't exist. And then he threw it into triple coverage.
Yeah. And then it's like, I hope people that are watching this understand. It's not that, if we pick a certain team that we want them to win. It's just based off of our knowledge. This is who we think would possibly win out of the two teams facing each other.
Yeah.
But that being said, if I see your team going up against, for example, Bills, I'm going to support you and your team, even though it cost me a pick. I don't care. And that's just like every time I see the Chiefs, I mean, I'm sadly going to be choosing Ravens, but normally I would be sitting here saying, let's go Chiefs.
Yeah.
But with the conspiracy theory in mind, I got to be smart. And that's pretty much like the whole strategy. Even if it's your team in the conference championship right before the Super Bowl, you got to be unbiased and you got to pick who's, based off conspiracy.
So
for now.
But moving on. Dallas has disappointed the rest of their fan base by keeping Mike McCarthy.
That's stupid.
I can agree with the move on the sake of you don't want to bring somebody in that's going to redo everything. They're regular season warriors until they hit the playoffs and they suck. It just happens. It's just Dallas.
Well, that, and it's like Dak Prescott, his cap is going to be hitting $5.95 million, which I think is stupid.
Yeah, 59. His cap hit next year is $59.5 million.
Like, it's.
Do they give him another extension? I
wouldn't.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't.
No.
I'd be like, you're done. Go.
Yeah, I'd start looking at quarterbacks.
Yeah, because at this point, no. You've had so many tries, and we keep fucking losing. And now our fan base is pissed off. So now I guarantee you there's going to be a whole slew of new fans and new and different teams next season. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the people who have been riding with the Cowboys since they were in diapers that are older than me and you will probably stick with their team. That's fine.
Yep.
Do you? I don't care. But these newer fans that are coming in here and have just seen their team get demolished, they're tired of it. The Dallas Cowboys literally got booed by their own fans after that loss.
Yep. Or you'd be like me, the Steelers have been over 500 as long as I can live, as long as I've been alive. And since Mike Tomlin has taken over as head coach, I think he's taken the team to 2 Super Bowls and lost one. Discipline.
Well, hopefully by the time we're 70, your team can get a Super Bowl.
I sure hope so. Because I swear, if the Patriots come in and take the 7th Super Bowl, I'm gonna cry. They are far from that, though. I will say that they are far from that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because y'all are tied right now. So
6-6.
Next season, obviously, if the conspiracy theory pans out correct, then it's no longer a coincidence, and we know who's gonna. As we get
wait
closer,
to see who's the Super. Well, oh wait, no, they already released the Super Bowl logo. They already released it.
Yeah, we talked about it last video.
It was gonna be
and
Vikings
yesterday.
Vikings and Jets. I think we said
Something like that.
Either the Vikings and the Jets or the Ravens and the Dolphins. But the Dolphins color, the Dolphins green doesn't fit.
No,
the Packers green didn't fit really well either because it's more of like that was like a bright green.
My prediction for next year is it's going to be Vikings and Jets.
Yeah, no.
So I'm putting that out now.
Even though we ought to go buy a lottery ticket if the Vikings actually make it that far into the playoffs and win the Super Bowl, I'm going to buy a ticket tomorrow.
It's the year.
Unfortunately, Minnesota has. I think they could have done better if Kirk Cousins doesn't get hurt. If they decide not to move forward with him,
yeah,
none of their quarterbacks in their current quarterback room are going to be the ones to take them to the Super Bowl. So either A, they bring back Kirk Cousins because he was doing really well, but at his age, tearing an ACL is really hard.
Yeah,
really hard. Next year, the Jets will have Aaron Rodgers back. As long as they can beef their offensive lineup, maybe they do good. Maybe they don't.
Yeah,
we can't say for sure. So that's going to be either one of the 2 matchups next year. Is Vikings and Jets, or I think we said Ravens and Packers. Because the Packers might be one too.
Yeah, I could see
because that green is pretty close, but not very close.
Right. That's why I'm kind of debating Packers or Jets.
So that's going to be one of the 2 matchups, I think. Ravens and Packers, or Vikings and Jets.
Yeah.
Which, so the rest of the matchups this year is, I think we just said it already, but Bills and Chiefs for today.
Yep.
And Buccaneers
and
Lions.
Then, yeah. And I have my picks written out right in front of me. So, and I have my record as it stands right now, 7-1, and then I have 2 with the down directional arrows pointing to 7 dash, and there's an empty box. So that way, after both games, I can be like, okay, my picks won.
Yeah.
Or my picks lost, or whatever. But
and next year we're gonna go start from week 1. We're gonna try that was the one thing we're gonna try and go. What'd we say? 167-0 next year. That's the amount of games we have to hit, Super Bowl and everything.
If one of us gets a perfect record,
buying a lottery ticket.
Yep.
167-0 is what we're going to shoot for next year.
Yep.
Undefeated season.
Get as close as possible.
Yeah.
Which means next season, we will be completely unbiased unless we know for sure our teams can pull out the win.
The odds of that happening, I'm pretty sure we'd have better odds of landing a standing backflip from a skyscraper and land on the ground.
Yeah.
With 2 feet
Now,
intact.
I was about to say, now if I did that, I would buy it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, it's my lucky day. Shit.
But that. Next, I wanted to talk about the possibility of where is Derrick Henry going.
This would be more of you because I haven't read anything about it.
So here's my thing. He's not coming back to Tennessee. I don't think they re-sign him. And the fact that he's 30 years old now, the chances of him coming back to Tennessee, I think, are none. But I also don't know what really well teams actually need a running back. I mean,
that's a good ass question.
Yeah. Some teams have good running backs, some don't, but I can't think of them. I mean, because I can't see him going to a team. It would have to be a team that has a good running back, but they want to win. It would have to be somebody that's looking to win, because there's no way he's going to a team like the Falcons and losing.
No.
Kind of like with the same thing with Bill Belichick. There's no way he's going to a team that's losing, but the teams that are winning right now, you also don't want to change up your head coach while you're still winning.
Yeah.
So that's a tough one. But I want to see I could see him maybe going, I don't know. It's tough. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
For certain, because he's not going to go to a losing team. He's not going to go to somebody like the Bears. Or the Falcons.
I mean, you never know, really. I mean, he could surprise us.
The only way he does that, I think, is if they pay him a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. And he doesn't.
But right now, I like you said,
he wants to win.
Going to a losing team
is none. Virtually none. I'll be curious to see what Pittsburgh does next year in the offseason. Now that even though we're still in the playoffs, right now, but just in general, the general playoffs, Pittsburgh's obviously out. That begs the question. I did see something that somebody asked, do you think that Pittsburgh trades their 20th pick this next year and picks up Justin Fields from the Bears? Or do they trade? Or do they draft somebody in the quarterback room to give Kenny Pickett competition?
So what would happen with Rudolph?
That begs to differ. Mike Tomlin wants to bring him back. They want to give him a contract extension, but does he take an extension, or because he's slated to be a free agent this year? There are a lot of teams that could go, considering how well he played in the last 4 games. He made the one costly interception in the end zone in the playoffs. I get it, but he played out of his mind.
Oh yeah.
Can you say somebody like the Vikings? Can you say somebody like the Vikings move on from Kirk Cousins and look at him and say, "All right, maybe he
hear me out." Hear me out, because what you just said. Are
you trying to tell me that you think the Vikings are going to pick up Mason Rudolph and go to the Super Bowl?
Yes. Just think about it, though. Think about it. He plays like a fucking. He gets eliminated from the playoffs. I get that. We all do. But think about it. He's a free agent. Minnesota comes in, picks him up. Bam. Regular season gets off to the start. It's a little shaky, but it's still solid. They get closer to the playoffs during the season. That's when he starts picking up that motivation, all that fucking momentum. And then, boom, right at the conference championships, throws that fucker downfield. Tutty. Boom, he's in the Super Bowl. Everyone thinks, could he do it? Is he going to do it? Do you know how angry Pittsburgh would be?
And then he loses in the play. And then he loses in the Super Bowl. That's what happens.
Yeah, but the fact would be, he became a free agent.
I think
went all the way.
I think I'd get so pissed off. I would unbelievably be pissed. You let this motherfucker walk and he takes Justin Jefferson to the Super Bowl. Fuck you.
Like, do you understand?
He becomes one of the most. He becomes immediately one of the most. He becomes one of the most hated players in Pittsburgh. Hands down.
Oh, I guarantee you. I guarantee you. I guarantee you that happens.
He becomes the most hated player in Pittsburgh.
But here's the thing. The fans, though, yeah, some of them would be just angry about it, right? But then there'd be fans like you. You'd be angry about it, but you'd be like, God damn it, I knew it.
Yeah. Because so far, Kenny Pickett this year, he didn't improve. No. He flatlined. So granted, against the game after they get rid of Matt Canada, they had their first 400-yard offense game. Then he gets injured the next game against the Cardinals. So would he have continued to improve is a very big question mark because they just had 400-yard offense game that game before that. If Kenny Pickett goes in and continues that ride, do they lose against both 2-10 teams? I don't think so. Then they're fighting for the AFC North division in Week 18 instead of fighting for a wild card spot.
I'm gonna write it down right now. Mason Rudolph. I love you, dude, but I have to.
If this happens, I swear to God, I'm taking you to the casino. I'm giving you all my money. He said, all right, win me some money.
Mason Rudolph to Minnesota.
Now we're gonna be watching this offseason because I swear to God, if I see anything else besides Mason Rudolph has signed an extension to come back to Pittsburgh, I'm gonna kill you.
I'm sorry, dude, but it's gonna happen. I mean, fuck.
I can see them trading for Justin Fields, though.
Yeah.
But I can also see them re-signing Kirk Cousins, though.
Love you, buddy, but I think it's good. Stars are aligning on this one. Mason Rudolph to Minnesota. Minnesota goes to the Super Bowl and almost wins it.
I think that would be an interesting.
If that fucking happens,
I do think that would be an interesting combination between how much he doesn't care and slings it with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Or scenario, we trade Kenny Pickett to Minnesota because Minnesota has Jordan Addison, his former wide receiver teammate in college. Pick up another first round pick. Pick up another first round pick. Trade one of them for Justin Fields. Trade one of them to get something else that's pretty good, a lineman or something, because we need a center, I think.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, same
I'm just
scenario,
kidding. They've said that he's their quarterback one, but he will have competition next year, so that don't happen. I'm just joking. I'm purely joking about that one. I don't think they trade him because they believe it's going to be a put up or shut up a year next year for Kenny Pickett because he has yet to throw multiple touchdowns in a game. He averages 16 points a game when he's playing.
Yeah.
Their offense
That's why I
need to see a solid passing yard game and multiple touchdowns in order to believe that he's got something.
I have the date written next to what I just said. Mason Rudolph to Minnesota. Minnesota's Super Bowl 59. I have it dated.
Take a picture of it now.
It's on the first page of my notebook. It's dated.
Keep that notebook.
1/21/24. I will. And next year, towards the Super Bowl, when Minnesota is right fucking there, I'm gonna look at you and be like, I knew it.
What does this date say?
I'll be sitting here going, found it. Mason Rudolph, Minnesota Super Bowl 59. Be like, I fucking told you.
I can't believe this is happening right now. What?
I swear to God, if you send me a picture and go, you motherfucker, I'm gonna just sit there and be like, I didn't do it. I just predicted it. I'm like, it's aligning.
Yeah. I think we're all covered up on football. Now you, I believe, have something to talk about.
Yes. So right now, what's going to happen is we're going to go ahead and play a little teaser for a weekly show that I will be doing next season called In Depth. So without further ado, here's the teaser.
Let's do this right. Let's go down. This shit be like Friday nights. This shit made me feel alive. Feel like we in paradise. Paradise.
So yeah, that was the teaser. I spent like an hour making that. But so what's going to happen? It's going to be team versus team stats. So right now, write in the comments, or not right now, but like when I tell you guys it's live. And this actually might end up being a live stream thing. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to plan it out. But I will be taking like what teams you guys want to see me compare stats. And yes, since I'm not all that knowledgeable, this will be a way for me to kind of get into that mindset and learn some things about different teams. So if you guys want to see like the Colts versus, I don't know, Buccaneers stats, then just comment that, or player versus player. Like if you have a QB and your friend says his is better, and you see who outstats who, comment it down, and then we'll have, like you saw, end of the season award show, and that will actually be taking place at the obviously end of the season over here on the DNN show with me and the co-host D Nag. And we will be pretty much doing awards for, offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year. I know DNAG had a couple of other ones that I got to write down.
It's NFL MVP, offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, interesting bust of the year, player who had high promise and didn't show out. So we're going to have that bust of the year, I think is what we said. And then coach of the year, who we think should deserve them compared to who the NFL thinks deserves them, because the NFL is completely unbiased against certain players. Unless they actually give TJ Watt defensive player of the year this year, then I retract my statement. But until then, until I see it.
You said rookie of the year too, right? I'm sorry, you were kind of spitfiring, so I'm like, shit.
Sorry. So it's NFL MVP.
Yep.
Offensive rookie of the year.
Yep.
Defensive rookie of the year.
Yep.
Bust of the year.
Yep.
Coach of the year. And that's it, I think.
Okay, yeah. All right, I got them all written down. I just wanted to make sure I have.
I can't say I can think of any. I can't say I can think of anything else. Other ideas.
I was going to say, if you do, then
bottom feeder team of the year. Panthers. Again.
Jeez. Shocker.
Yeah.
Mascot of the year.
Yeah. It'll be good. It'll be interesting. Interesting.
Celebrity of the year. This fucking point.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I feel bad now.
Taylor Swift for minding her own business and everybody hating on her for no reason. I'm just saying.
I was supposed to say, Devin, that was us.
No, that was us. We weren't hating on Taylor Swift. We were hating on the NFL for exploiting it.
I was.
You were hating on Taylor Swift?
Yeah, I always do. And then I go listen to her music. Shake it off, bitch.
I'm just saying, I think it was more of a lesson in the NFL trying to exploit it.
Yeah,
the fact that they're together. Because who the fuck cares whether she shows up to the game or not? She's trying to support
him.
She's trying to support her guy.
Yeah.
She's got time. She's showing up to the game. It's not like she's doing any of it. Has she said anything about it, like promoting her showing up to the game? No. She has not said a word. She has shown up to the games when she shows up to the games. She shows up supporting her guy, number 87. The NFL, on the other hand, is like, oh, Taylor Swift's here, Swifty's here, oh my God.
Yep. Well, that, and it's also like, what makes me upset, and I get why, I get it, but it's also like, and it has to do with the KC team, because Kelsey's on KC, but it's literally just the fact that I would see Tech 9 post stories of him performing at home games during regular season during the halftime show, and I didn't see any fucking cameraman freaking out or nothing. But as soon as T Swift arrives, they're like, and it's like, really? It just, no.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're gonna do it for her, then do it for him too. He was born and raised in that fucking state, like.
Yeah.
I think always putting on for Kansas.
Yeah, and it's not like it's her fault. I mean,
No.
to be totally honest, it's not her fault that the NFL.
Cameraman.
Yeah, it's not their fault that the NFL and the camera guys are always like, "Oh, Taylor Swift's here. We got to keep an eye on her." Like every other 2 plays when Travis Kelce's on the field. Yeah. No, she's just there, minding her own fucking business, enjoying watching her guy play the game.
And speaking of Kelce, shout out to his brother. Happy
Jason
retirement, my boy.
It hasn't been officially announced yet.
I've been seeing it all over the place.
I've also seen rumors that he's gonna come back for 1 more year.
I honestly hope he does. Until just for the love of the game.
So because it sucks because all these NFL reporters like Adam Schefter, they always ruin players' retirements.
Yep.
He did it with Tom Brady. So then Tom Brady said, "Kiss my ass. I came back for another year, and then I retired. So fuck you." He did it just to spite him. Because, obviously he wanted all the eyes on him. So he retires. He was going to retire. Adam Schefter reported it beforehand, and then he posted it, and he was like, "No, that wasn't, no." Came back, and then said, "All right, now I'm done."
Yeah.
So I could see him pulling something like that, being like, "All right, fine. You want to say I'm retired? I'm coming back for 1 more year. All right, I can't do this anymore. Now I'm retired."
Yeah. But either way, like I said, if it is true, happy retirement.
Shout out to
enjoy it.
Great career.
Yes, sir. I saw them stats. God damn. God damn.
Yeah. Let's we talk quick about shout out in the basketball world, shout out to Udonis Haslem for getting his jersey retired after he retired last season. Hell of a career. Everywhere he went, he is the definition of Miami and the Miami Heat, along with Dwayne Wade. But Udonis Haslem.
I know it's a Robinson. Oh, I guess you saw it for like a split second.
There it is. Oh, now it's gone. Anyway, Udonis Haslem grew up in Miami. He went to school in Miami. He played college in Miami.
Yeah.
Undrafted free agent. Miami picked him up and he played every season with Miami. So he got his jersey retired in the second row of jerseys now. They added it. They couldn't put any room next to it after that, but next to Dwayne Wade's. So they now have a second row of jerseys that they're going to retire. And his is the first in the second row. So shout out to that.
Congrats.
And shout out to D Wade, my guy, getting a statue next year outside of the Casilla Center.
Yes.
In Miami-Wade County.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. It's actually Miami-Dade County, but it's Miami-Wade County just because it's Miami. It's Dwayne Wade. He was one of the great basketball players to play for Miami.
Yeah.
And as I sit here, my dog's laying upside down.
And my dog's sleeping on my bed, so.
Yeah. Wrestling wise, I mean, I can't say anything else about basketball. Minnesota dropped the first seed, I think, after they lost to Utah.
I was about to say, I'm going to look it up too. Standings.
Nope, they still have it. They have a game. Wow. The Oklahoma City Thunder are a game behind.
Damn.
That's crazy. So far, the Minnesota Timberwolves have the second best record in the NBA. Aside for the Celtics, 32-10. The Minnesota Timberwolves are 30-12. That's about it. No surprises on. The only surprise I have for teams that are currently out of the playoffs in the NBA are the Warriors. Is the Warriors dynasty over?
I was about to say.
I think so. Because Steph Curry's been struggling sometimes. He's been doing good sometimes, but he's struggling. Draymond Green just is a cancer to that team. I mean, he takes so many eyes away from him after all the shit that he pulls.
I was about to say, and then I heard Shaq was telling, be a big man and quit being. It's like, Shaq, no one probably ever smacked you because you're a fucking giant. And it's just like, and if they did, you'd probably do the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I hate when retired ass, washed up fucking NBA players or NFL players sit there and dog on the new players.
Yeah.
It's like, shut the fuck up. With all due respect, shut the fuck up. Because last time you started talking shit, your mama came out of nowhere and put you in your fucking place.
Yeah.
And made you make a public apology. So shut up.
Yeah.
And go make a fucking commercial or go make a rap song or go DJ a fucking club.
Yeah.
Other than that, shut up. Don't want to hear from
you. Yeah. LeBron is doing. The Lakers are currently 9th. And LeBron is doing okay yet still. He's hell of a career since he's played this fucking long. Do you know he's played against 36%. He's played against 36% of the current head coaches in the NBA.
Yeah.
There's like 5 or 6 like head coaches in the NBA that have actually played against him before years ago. That's how old he is. There's coaches. There's coaches in the NBA. He's played basketball against in the NBA. That's how old he is.
That and then what I've heard is his son Bronny is actually old enough to be drafted now.
I think he's got a year or two. Yeah, he's got a year.
I've seen something like that.
I think he'll be eligible to go. I think he'll either decide or be eligible to go into the NBA draft in 2025.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think it's going to be a nice little takeover.
I mean, he's been playing all right in college. He's not doing the greatest.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he did have that serious heart defect that he had to take care of, which shout out to him for, sticking through that, but he's playing now. So he's playing okay. He's not playing the greatest, I don't think. I don't know. It'll depend to see if he's as good as his father or better. Like, your next generation always, you want to strive for your next generation to always be better than you.
Yep.
But will he be as good as his father? I don't know.
Those are some big shoes to.
Huge shoes to fill.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking trying to fill the shoe of a size 20 and you're a size 9.
Yeah.
A little bit big to fill.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll see. And I think he definitely will go and try to play with his son at least for a year. Whether he's in the starting role or on the bench.
Yep.
He'll definitely try his hardest. But that's all I got for the NBA. I mean, nothing really big's happening.
Yeah.
Wrestling, unfortunately, Seth Rollins there's rumors that he has torn his MCL and that he is going to be forced to relinquish the title.
That's going to be an interesting butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Because this has happened before when Roman had his leukemia pop back. because he was scheduled to face, can't remember who it was. Then they had that fatal 4-way. It caused this person to be champion, and then everything changed. And came back finally, and now he's the tribal chief.
One of the greatest heels in the WWE.
Yep. And I can't wait till WrestleMania.
Now that he's officially passed, who is it that
I can't remember, but he's like the highest.
Yeah, he's
the fourth. Because Bruno still holds the number one.
Oh, does
and
he
I
still?
think I think it goes Roman, Hulk Hogan, can't remember who else, and then it goes Bruno.
Okay.
And Bruno held it for over 2. But I don't see Roman doing.
I think he's scheduled to pass it at WrestleMania, though.
Yeah. I see Cody coming in and now with Seth Rollins possibly out of the picture. They might. I mean, I don't know who would be a good fit for the champion. Because I haven't really paid attention that much either. But right now I'm seeing maybe CM.
Okay.
Or maybe someone else.
I did see that Randy wants to have one of his last matches be with John Cena again.
Yeah.
So what
I'm thinking is maybe after Cody wins, he holds on to it for a bit, has some matches, and then Randy. Like the report said, if Randy stays healthy as he is right now, like currently, we could probably get him for another.
Another how many?
Hopefully, 5 to 7.
Oh.
Hopefully, okay. Like I said, anything could change because we get injured again, and but hopefully we get him for another 5 to 7.
I did see something interesting, shocking. Speaking of wrestling and gaming news, Cover Athlete comes out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to bring up. I'll let you finish.
Who do you think's going to be the Cover Athlete?
Okay, so I saw a post and I kind of agree. Cover, just the base game, nothing else, just the basic game. It's going to be Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
And then on the icon editions,
the Legends edition,
the highest paying one.
It's the Undertaker.
I see Bray Wyatt.
Okay. I think they'll do the Undertaker because it's his showcase. It's going to be his showcase this year.
I don't know. I still see something for Bray.
Yeah. I certainly do. I agreed. I just think since they've been posting all over Facebook about like the Undertaker stuff, he's going to be one of the Cover Athletes and it's going to be they're going to do a showcase on him.
Yeah.
Because that's how they did it last year. John Cena was the Cover Athlete, and they did a showcase on him. So I think it's going to be Undertaker this year.
That, and honestly, with WrestleMania 40 coming up, people are speculating they might be adding Road to WrestleMania back in the game. Which, honestly, I want to see it. That, I know for a fact that 2K is going to bring back special guest reference because of that post.
Yep.
As soon as I saw the ref shirt, I'm like, what's this? And I look over and it's 2K20. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to us.
Yeah, I think it'll be nice to see once the game news starts coming out for it because it'll be really fun, I think.
Yeah, and we're both probably going to be talking everybody's ears off about it.
Yeah.
Because I've been playing
once we actually get exciting news, maybe we'll start incorporating into be able to actually talk about gaming news for once.
Yeah.
We haven't done that in so long because there is not a sliver of good gaming news lately.
No, and the only Marvel movie
aside from Suicide Squad coming out February 2nd.
Yep.
We'll be playing that on the channel. I've been thinking about streaming it on the channel, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's another thing we kind of try just streaming our gameplay.
Yeah. That'll be possible.
And
I
then
think that'll
I think
be better too.
Once I get a console and possibly maybe PC after tax season, possibly, hopefully, I'm going to be coming back swing with gaming videos.
Okay.
And I just want to clarify for the audience, really been uploading anything is the fact that I'm very limited right now. Like, yeah, I have a decent PC, but it's low end, so the games I want to play, I can't play.
Yeah.
So sadly, that leaves me with the games that I casually, and I've played those so many times that it's just boring if I try to record it. And I want something new. I want something fresh.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can get to that after tax season. Like I said, hopefully. But In Depth is coming next football season. And then I am going to try and possibly bring in some Europe sports such as rugby and Premier League soccer.
Okay.
Because I think I'm pretty sure I've talked a little bit about Premier League soccer on the channel before, but I might try and take my first ever dive into those sports next year on the channel. So we'll have to see.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got as well. So, thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications. Keep it nice and polished.
Please.
Put your grubby little fingers on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. We will, once a new game comes out, I think, on my days that I'm supposed to be posting games, I think I'll be streaming a little bit for the Suicide Squad. Try it out. See how it is. Yeah. As always, stay frosty. Have a good day. Enjoy your life. Count your blessings every morning. You always got good shit in life. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Motivation. I'm just kidding. Thanks you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen.
Episode 1.
No. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next time to the DNN show, and we will see y'all in the next one. Deuces.
Deuces.